Alright guys, so today we got a 2016 Ford Explorer 3.5 liter. We're going to be replacing the water pump on it. Let me go ahead and get you turned around here and we'll get started. Alright, so I'm going to bring you all along the best I can here. Try to give you step by step, but I might skip just a little bit in between, just to keep this video from being 5 hours long. But we'll go ahead and get started here. We're going to start by removing the air box, get this cover off, get all this cleared out so we can start taking off the, get the intake removed and the valve covers removed. Alright, first thing we're going to do, go ahead and get the negative battery terminal off. Let's get that dealt with. Alright, next we'll go ahead and work on getting the air filter box out of here. 8mm clamp back there on the throttle body. Go ahead and take this one loose. This one you don't really have to, but we're going to anyways. There's a breather over here for the PCV valve. There's just a little clip and a hose. Just pull it back and slide it out the way. Same right here. We'll disconnect that hose. Go ahead and unclip your air box. We'll pull it up. Go ahead and set this off to the side. There we go. Just give that a little pull. And we'll go ahead and set this off to the side too. Alright, so the hose that we took off the air cleaner here, we're just going to go ahead and release the clip on it, on the front valve cover here, pull it off. Alright, next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start working on getting some of this harness undone, get ready to pull this intake off. We get our purge valve unclipped, go ahead and get the evap line here disconnected from it. We'll just go ahead and get the evap line removed. Right, get that connector unplugged. Get our VVT solenoids unplugged here from the front. Alright, and then on this side over here, there's an 8mm ground. Use an extension. Alright, we'll go ahead and set that off to the side. There's also one more ground running right up here. Alright, on the back of the intake here, there's going to be a vacuum line. We're just going to go ahead and use a pair of pliers. Loosen up the clamp here on it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start working on getting the intake bolts removed here. We'll go ahead and just get them all free for now. Start working them loose. And once you've got them loose, we'll go ahead and run the rest of them out. The rest of them all stay down in there. We'll just go ahead and take this one out. We'll set it off to the side. Alright, over here to the driver's side, right behind the throttle body, there should be a mounting bracket that holds that plenum down as well. Alright, so if you have a look right behind the throttle body here, let's see if I can get us a good shot. Right down there, you see that 8mm bolt. That's the one that you're going to take out here. So I've already got it cracked loose. Like I said, it's just right behind and to the back of that throttle body. So let's go ahead and get it out the rest of the way here. Alright, once it's out, we'll go ahead and set it off to the side. You just want to keep all these nuts and bolts in order here, where they went, so you don't forget. Alright, once it's out here, we'll just take our claw very gently, start working on prying up on this plenum. There we go. Alright. And that'll help break them seals free. Alright, once it's out, we'll just go ahead and set it off to the side over here. Alright, so once the intake is removed there, we'll go ahead and block off the intake ports here with some paper towel. Just make sure nothing falls down in there. And we'll go ahead and start moving on to removing the harness on this side of the valve cover. That way we can start working on getting both the valve covers out at the same time. So let's go ahead and get on that. Alright, once you get the harness up and out of the way, we go ahead and start removing these valve covers. Alright, once you go around the perimeter there and get all those loosened up, before you go yanking the valve cover off, let's go ahead and get our coils out of here. Alright, so once we've got the back bank done, we'll go ahead and move on to the front bank here. I guess it really doesn't matter which order you do, front or back first. I just kind of do the harder one first to get it out of the way. So we'll go ahead and loosen these up and we'll get the coils out. Alright, let's go and get these coils out real quick. Alright, so once you've got both valve covers out here, you see you've made quite a bit of progress. So next thing we're going to do, get a couple of these coolant hoses disconnected right here on the top from the reservoir, and then we'll work on getting that motor mount out over there. We might actually do the crank pulley first. Alright, so let's go ahead and go under here. Work on getting this crank pulley off. Go ahead and remove your belt. 3/8 drive, ratchet, or belt tool. Get that right off of there. We need 18mm to get this get this crank pulley bolt out. Alright, then we're going to have to use some kind of a puller here to get this this balancer off here. So let's get that set up. Alright, so 3-jaw puller to get the crank pulley off. Let's use the one right there, and we're going to go ahead and work on this motor mount. Alright, so once we've got our crank pulley off, we're going to go ahead and move on to taking off this motor mount up here. So we'll just put a 4-jack under the pan here with a block of wood, and then work on getting these 4 bolts out right here. Alright, get those 4 out, and then there will be 3 18mm bolts that actually mount to the body of the vehicle. Alright, so they look just like that. We'll go ahead and set these off to the side, so we will need those. I'm going to go ahead and pick up on this motor mount and get it out the way. Alright, so next we'll need to go around the perimeter of this timing cover here, get out all the 13mm bolts. There's actually going to be a couple 15mm bolts in the middle of the cover, on the left side and the right side, but we're going to make sure we get them all out before we go prying on this cover to get it off. I guess we'll start here at the top, get all these worked loose, and then we'll move our way down to the bottom. Alright, once you got all the bolts out from the top, we'll go ahead and start working on the bottom bolts here. I'm running around the perimeter of the timing cover. 13mm, and then there's going to be a 15 right here, and another 15 right up above it, right there. So let's go ahead and get these out, and I'll bring you right back. There is actually one 8mm bolt right there behind the, or underneath the rear bank cam phaser. Make sure you get that one out before you go prying on the cover, okay? Alright guys, and once you got all your bolts out of your timing cover here, that's it. You can go ahead and pry it off and set it off to the side, and you've gotten all the way to the chain at this point.